Hi, this is the Secretlab Magnus Desk. It is heavy, it is awesome, and I'm not going to use it. If you have a Secretlab chair already, this thing is going to match perfectly. It's almost like they were made by the same people. It has the same branding. It kind of looks like if they took one of their chairs and just anamorphed it into a desk, and the results are really awesome. Now, as you saw in the beginning of the video, this thing is heavy, and that's because it's all metal.
Full metal.
I feared for my life when I was bringing it down the stairs. But despite that, I will say that the packaging was amazing. Now, building it, however, was even better, because if you've ever built something and you look at those instructions, sometimes they are hella confusing. They will tell you to use, screw A, and you look at the diagram and it looks like screw B, with the only difference is that it's like a little bit longer. You're like trying to figure out what the hell each screw is and which one you need, and I hate it. With this one, everything was labeled. When it said screw A, there was a little baggie with screws in it, and it said screw A. So this was awesome. If you were to go to their website right now to order one of these, well, then you're gonna have to make a few different choices, and I figured that would be a good way to present this information. Now, the first thing that you're gonna have to choose is the size. And I don't know why, because it just comes in one size. Maybe that means that they're gonna have bigger ones or smaller ones in the future, but for right now, you get one choice. The desk is 59 inches wide, and it is 27.5 inches deep and about 29 inches tall. It actually adjusts at the bottom. I have it on the lowest level right now, and the desk is really thin, which I actually really like, because I'm sure some of you have had that experience where you want to bring your chair up higher so that you can rest your arms in a more ergonomic position, but you can't because your desk is too thick and your legs are just bumping into it. So you can't quite get that right. Well, with this desk, it's not going to be an issue because it's pretty thin. It's 1 inch thick. My desk is actually wider than this. I have more real estate on that desk behind me. Also, even though this is adjustable, it's not a stand-up desk, so I can't just press a button and have it come up. It kind of like narrows down my choices, and I can't use this for what I normally like. So my next idea was to use this for a top-down shot. Okay, so to make this the perfect top-down desk, I need to be able to do a few things with it. I need to add wheels, and I need to add something to put my camera and lights on. I have solutions for those things, but I don't know if it's going to work. If it doesn't, this is going to be a weird video. The problem with this desk and the legs is that it has the bottom of the leg is where you adjust the height of the leg. So I looked around and I found these cool caster wheels that go on the side of the leg, and they kind of sit like this normally. And then it has a lever that when you step on it, it moves the wheel down like that, and it kind of lifts the desk up, and then now it's on wheels, and you can roll it around and then disengage the wheel and it goes back up. These are the legs of the table. There's a bolt right on the side of it, and that allows you to lift this piece up and adjust the height of the desk. This does not do this the way that I thought it did. You can get about 25 millimeters more height out of this. So if I wanted it at the highest setting, I would move it down like this and then turn it around, I'm assuming, and plug it into there. The wheels came with this little template, and it shows you where you're going to actually screw in the bolts. My goal each day is to avoid steel going into my eyeball. These tables are pretty sturdy. Oh! Problem. It definitely did not stay where I had placed this marker. Oh man, that's actually... Okay. I have a confession to make. I'm not the most handy person. I kind of suck at this kind of thing. I can't see my hole very well. Oh man, I kind of messed that up, guys. Oh geez. We're just gonna adjust this just a little bit. It's not like OSHA is coming to inspect this, I really underestimated how hard it is to drill through steel. I mean, it may be a little crooked, not perfectly in the center, but that is a clean hole. Okay, well, time-lapse time. It's been like 20 minutes and I've made 4 holes on both sides. So I guess 8 holes technically. This is going really slow and I am really sweaty. Also, my holes are a little jacked up. So, cool. After some trial and error yesterday, it's been a whole day later, I realized that the way I was going about this was not good. It doesn't look good. I have an actual corded drill and it's much stronger and it's working a lot better. I'm kind of hammering a little dent into the metal and that lets the driver kind of go through and get through the leg a little bit easier. I'm also using a smaller drill to make the first hole, and then I'm going through with the one that I actually need, so it makes it so much easier. Now that I'm doing it that way, I'm actually getting pretty good results. It's still kind of scuffed, and I'm sure that some of these things is like common sense if you do this kind of stuff all the time, but I don't. Oh yeah, I also decided to wear shoes this time because all those metal shavings that were coming off when I was drilling is getting into my socks, it was getting into my pants, and I was like poking my feet and stuff, but now I'm wearing some shoes, so it shouldn't go through. It looks like the next thing that we're going to do is kind of install the bracket that the wheel's attached to, and it looks pretty simple. I mean, I'm just kind of following these instructions. Let's go ahead and try that. Oh man, these are so crooked. What did I do? I'm so bad at this. That's not even close. Once I started working on this, I realized that this thing only comes with wood screws. I don't know where I put them. Yeah, it only comes with wood screws, and I'm putting this through. And since I'm trying to put it through steel, I had to try to scrounge up some bolts that would work with this. And I do have some, but I only have 10 of them. I need a lot more. Also, none of these holes line up. I have a confession to make. I'm not the most handy person. Bruh. All right, well, I am back after a few days. I had to take a little break on this project. I'm apparently very bad at this stuff. I messed up my holes, so I have to redo them. I also went and bought a file so that I could file down the sharp, jagged edge on the other side. I managed to break one of the drill bits, so I got some new ones. And then I didn't have enough bolts to mount all of the caster wheels, but I got a bunch from Home Depot while I was out there. And so I will be able to finish this portion of the desk today, right now. Let's do it. Also, I'm wearing the same pants multiple days. Yes, these are my work pants. These are the pants that I put on when I'm gonna do work around the house, so don't judge me, please. What you gonna do now when the light begins to fade? Staring in wonder at the shadows you made. It's in the right spot according to the template, but the problem is that I didn't measure it from the bottom of this. I measured it from the bottom of the leg. It doesn't seem like it lifts the table up very much. And now the rain's gonna fall. Now you set it all on fire. It actually works. Turning the desk right side up, I noticed that on the leg that didn't have the little stopper, from that leg, just a crap ton of metal shavings and metal dust fell out. So I'm thinking that probably each leg has a bunch of it kind of hidden inside. So I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna see if something comes out. Yeah, it's not as much as the other one, but I really don't want this stuff hanging out for a long time. Okay, I finally finished. It took me like a week, but I have wheels on this desk. I'm gonna see if everything works now. So push the lever down, push this one down. Hey, okay, cool. That is so awesome. I didn't think it was gonna work. Also, this one right here is pretty scuffed. This one looks really bad, but it's working. So yeah, heck yeah, awesome. And then when I don't want to have the wheels on, I would just bring this up. Now it's just on the ground. Cool. So, like I said, the first thing that you decide on is the size. The second thing you're gonna decide on is the design. And by design, I mean the desk mat. I thought that it was just magnetic here on the end, but it turns out the whole damn thing is magnetic. And that's kind of a theme with this desk. They really make use of the fact that this is all metal.
All metal.
The material looks to be the same material as their PU leather chairs. They've actually improved their PU leather, and it's like in its third iteration at this point, and I feel like they've really dialed it in. And if you check out the Secretlab 2022 Evo whatever review, you can actually see close up. I put up like a close-up shot between the old one and the new one. There's a visible difference, and it feels pretty nice. Now that it's on wheels, it's going to be so much more convenient. This is still not solving the problem of what I want to use this desk for. First thing that I'm going to put on here are some arms. One of the things that I really like about this Secretlab desk, you know, the fact that gamers are going to want to clamp things to this desk, and they still made it accessible, which I think is really cool. This is perfect. This is by a company called Glide Gear. I've never used it, so I can't say if it's good or not, but I'm about to find out. It's essentially just two poles that are parallel to each other with some spacers along the way. This is a good time for a time lapse. This whole rig is exactly what I was looking for in terms of filming things from the top down. The next thing that you're gonna decide on are the cable management add-ons. Straight out of the box, you're going to get this big cable management tray. It kind of hinges up, and then you can stuff all your cables in there. You could just kind of throw them in there. I'm really impressed with how versatile this desk is. You're still able to mount a monitor arm if you wanted to do that, or mount whatever you want, because you can still mount to the back of the desk, even though the true back of the desk goes up and down when you open this. There's not a whole lot of stuff that's gonna get plugged into this, so it's not gonna be a lot of cable management, but I just got a power strip. I got this one specifically because of the USB ports, because the desk RGB strip uses USB. You're able to just route things out the side. The cable management tray or tunnel, it's a little shallow. If you have a lot of really bulky power bricks, you might have a bit of a hard time fitting them in here. It's still accessible in the back as well. That was another feature that I really like, because sometimes if you want to adjust things, it's just easier to go through the back. It's easier to go through the back. There's also a door for the tunnel on the front of the desk as well. So if you just crouch underneath the desk, you can actually remove this magnetic door that allows you to look at everything. I don't want this to be permanently here, so I'm not gonna cable manage it to the point where it's hard to remove these lights. And then this is a dummy battery for the camera. All right. So just tuck that underneath. The other cable management items are add-ons that you do have to purchase. So the bundle is $50, and it comes with three of these magnetic cable anchors, and these are really neat. They magnetize to the desk, and you can actually just bring the cable up, anchor it down with one of these so that it doesn't fall off. It also comes with two of the magnetic cable sheaths, and I think those are on the front of the desk right now. Oh, shoot. Okay, so these are the cable sheaths, and they are also magnetic. The cable comes out of the desk and comes down the leg, and that's usually where you would have to do some sort of cable management magic to make it disappear and make it look like you've got nothing underneath. Well, that's what you're gonna use this for. This, you're gonna be able to hide the cables going down the leg with this sheath, and they just kind of run down there, and it's magnetic. It's genius. It's really cool. And then I'll be able to just hide the cable going down the leg using the cable sheath. Cool. If you have a bunch of cables, I'll show you, this isn't really like the biggest thing. So you'd be able to fit a decent number of cables there, but you're not gonna be able to hide this huge bundle of cables if that's what you have, kind of like I have in that desk behind me. The last thing that it comes with are 10 Velcro fasteners. They're Velcro straps. There's nothing special about them. All of these items, the anchors and the sheath and the fasteners, you can actually buy those individually as well. I could see myself only buying the sheath and not these or the Velcro fasteners, even though I really like these. It's just, I usually don't have a lot of stuff hanging off my desk. Bruh. That's not true. Sometimes I have stuff hanging off my desk. I actually do use these. The next thing that you're gonna have to decide on are the accessories. The RGB strip, it is really nice and it is really easy to install. In fact, I'll just pull it out here. So this is just a magnetic RGB strip that you can line along the tray that I was talking about, the cable management tray, and it just kind of shoots forward and a little bit up. And it's really diffused and I really like it. It does not come with an app. And I kind of wish that it did. Well, not that I want it to only have an app, but I would like for this to work with an app and with a remote if I choose. And it's also not smart home enabled or anything like that. It's not the most feature-filled RGB strip, but it looks nice. I'm gonna put this back now. The headphone holder is also magnetic, and for how simple it is, it's actually pretty cool. It has a magnet side, and that is lined with the plastic so you're not scratching up the bottom of your desk, and then it has a rubberized area to hold your headphones. You can put this wherever you want by just clipping it under the desk, and I really like that. I like that you can move it or you can just take it off if you don't need it at the moment. And then the last thing that they sell as an accessory are these bumpers, and they are just these magnetic squares. And the idea is that you can put this on the back of the table leg and then press it up against your wall, but you're not gonna damage the desk or the wall because this is like a buffer. There's not a whole lot to say about them. I've also heard that it makes the desk more stable, and I don't really find that this desk is too wobbly or more wobbly than I would expect from a desk. Obviously, there's nothing on this desk and I would never be shaking this normally. I don't know. Apparently it makes it more stable. Maybe I'll test that later. Also, let me just tell you, it's $549. That's expensive. That's really expensive. And if you add everything, it's like $750 or something. That's crazy expensive. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell you that you should get a desk that expensive, but my favorite things would be the headphone holder, I think is awesome. The cable management sheaths, I think would really come in, they'd be handy. You could just make use of the base features like the cable management trough that they have, and you would get this looking really nice. And also, at the end of the day, like, who's looking at this other than you every day? Maybe when your mom comes in and cleans the room for you, she'll be very impressed with your desk. This pretty much has everything that I need to do top-down shots, and it'll probably evolve as I use it more, but I'm pretty stoked with this. And it still moves. Okay, first off, I am bad. I thought I was prepared. It just did not turn out like I had hoped. But I ended up, figuring out some things that might be helpful if you're gonna try doing something like this. Start with a small drill. It sped up the process tremendously. I couldn't believe how much just that little thing helped. Also, punch a starter hole. That also really helped. Also, metal shavings are the worst. Especially when you're working with a desk that has
magnets, how do they work?
I was finding it in my socks and in my pants, and so if you're gonna do this, definitely, how do you spell vacuum? You need a vacuum. You need a vacuum. If you can't read my handwriting, I'm sorry. Cable management, I'm a little disappointed with how shallow it is. I feel like if I had tried to do something like what I have on my other desk and this desk, it wouldn't fit. If you have like a normal setup, I think this would work fine. And I really like that you can still mount monitors. It's really cool. They really put a lot of thought into this desk. Also, assembly was the best. That was really nice. But this desk is hella heavy. But most people are probably not gonna have to move it as much as I am, which I guess takes me to the initial point, which was that I wasn't gonna use this desk. And I think now that I've set it up in this way, I think I am actually gonna get a lot of use out of this desk. I don't even know if you can read this, but I think it's kind of cool. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!